Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what we're seeing right now is a seismic move in the NFC West, and it has huge implications for the Seattle Seahawks. Recently, the Seahawks made a bold and strategic move by acquiring Aaron Jones, the explosive running back who was previously with the Vikings. And trust me, this isn't just a minor addition. It's a statement, an upgrade, and a potential game-changer for Seattle's offensive dynamics. So many of us have watched the Seahawks over the past seasons trying to find that perfect complementary piece to Walker III, someone who can take some pressure off him, bring versatility, and elevate the overall rushing attack. And now, with Jones in the mix, that picture looks a whole lot brighter. Let's talk about this move from a strategic standpoint. The Seahawks sent a third-round pick in the 2026 draft to the Vikings in exchange for Aaron Jones. That's a pretty significant move, especially considering the value that Jones brings to the table. The Vikings, at 3-2 as of October 18, 2025, with a defense giving up around 21 points per game, are clearly in a position where they're looking to rebuild or at least retool their draft assets. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are pushing all their chips in, aiming for that postseason run, and the addition of Jones fits perfectly into that plan. This move not only helps deepen the running back room, but also gives the Seahawks a versatile weapon who can impact the game both on the ground and catching out of the backfield. Now, just to put some context into who Aaron Jones is, he's a player with a proven track record. He's worn the 98 jersey and has been a two-time Pro Bowler, which speaks volumes about his talent and consistency. Over his career, Jones has accumulated around 300 carries for over 800 yards and scored 50 touchdowns. That's an average of about 5.2 yards per carry, which is impressive in today's NFL. He's not just a volume back. He's a dynamic one, capable of breaking tackles, creating yards after contact, and making explosive plays. His ability to gain yards in tight spaces and break through arm tackles is what makes him such a threat. Even more impressive is his success rate in terms of yards per game in the playoffs, averaging around 100 yards per game, showing that he's a clutch performer when it counts. In the 2025 season, Jones has already played 2 games, rushing 13 times for 46 yards, which might seem modest at first glance, but it's important to consider the context. He's coming off an injury, specifically a hamstring that placed him on IR, which obviously impacted his early season numbers. His efficiency metrics are solid, with a PFF grade of 75.2, and he maintains an EPA per rush of plus 0.18. His yards after contact sit at an average of 3.2 yards, and importantly, he's fumbled 0 times so far this season. These numbers highlight his reliability and explosiveness when healthy. His career success rate hovers around 30%, and he's been a reliable contributor in the playoffs, averaging around 100 yards per game in postseason outings, showing that he's a player who steps up when it matters most. Looking at his career numbers overall, Jones has been a consistent performer, with about 50% success on rushing attempts and an ability to generate big plays. His ability to gain yards after contact, roughly 5 yards per carry, makes him a nightmare for defenses. And this season, especially if he can stay healthy, he projects to add over 200 rushing yards, around 10 touchdowns, and boost the Seahawks' rushing efficiency significantly. What's particularly exciting is how he complements Walker III. The Seahawks now have a tandem that can be deadly, with Jones bringing that burst and power, while Walker provides versatility and elusiveness. Together, they can elevate Seattle's rushing attack into one of the top in the league, making the offense more unpredictable and dangerous. But this move isn't just about adding a talented running back. It's also about the overall impact on the team's identity and playoff potential. The Seahawks are aiming to be a top-tier contender, and adding Jones potentially increases their rushing yards by around 200 or more, along with an additional 10 touchdowns. That's a huge boost for their offensive output. Not only that, but it raises their EPA per rush by about 15%, which means every run has a higher chance of gaining significant yards. It's like giving Geno Smith a new weapon, a player who can change the game in an instant. Plus, his ability to gain 17 yards per contact means he's tough to bring down, and defenses will have to respect his explosiveness. Now, let's also consider the impact this has on the division and the Seahawks' Super Bowl ambitions. The Seahawks, who have historically been a team that builds around a strong defense and a balanced offense, are now adding a piece that can elevate their offensive ceiling. The odds for the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl, which were around plus 1,800, have now moved to roughly plus 1,200, reflecting the increased confidence in their championship chances. This move positions the Seahawks as a serious contender, especially with a player like Jones who can be a game-changer against tough defenses, like the Cardinals, who will surely focus on trying to contain Walker III. But it's not just about the now, it's about the future. The Seahawks are clearly in a win-now mindset, and acquiring someone like Jones sends a message that they're all in. They're also helping Walker III by providing him with a dependable veteran who can shoulder some of the rushing load, keep him fresh, and make the offense more dynamic. And if Jones can stay healthy and replicate his previous form, the Seahawks' running game could become one of the best in the league, pushing their overall offense into the top 8 or even higher. On the flip side, the Vikings are somewhat in a different situation. They're at 3-2 but have a defense that's giving up 21 points per game, which isn't terrible, but they're clearly in a bit of a rebuild mode, especially with cap space around $15 million and draft picks that are not exactly premium. They seem to be ceding some assets to the Seahawks to focus on the future, to accumulate draft capital, and to possibly rebuild around other pieces. The Vikings might be a bit skeptical about their chances in the NFC, but they're doing what they can to position themselves for the long term. Looking ahead, this trade could be a pivotal moment for the Seahawks, especially if Jones stays healthy and finds his rhythm. His addition is expected to boost their rushing yards by over 200, add about 10 touchdowns, and improve their overall efficiency. It also makes the Seahawks a more formidable team in the playoffs, especially with the potential to rack up 100 yards or more in the postseason, thanks to Jones's experience and explosiveness. The Seahawks are now a team that can impose their will on the ground, control the clock, and keep defenses guessing, which is exactly what they need to make a deep run in the playoffs and chase that elusive Super Bowl trophy. Furthermore, when you compare Jones to Walker III, the numbers tell a compelling story. Jones is projected to add around 8 broken tackles per game and increase their rushing efficiency by roughly 7%. These aren't just marginal gains, they're substantial improvements that could be the difference in close games and playoff battles. Seattle's coaching staff now has a versatile, proven back who can handle different roles and situations, making their offense more unpredictable and harder to defend. And let's not forget the psychological boost this gives to the team and the fan base. The Seahawks have always thrived on smart, strategic moves, and this trade shows that the front office is committed to contending now. With Jones in the backfield, they can unleash a more balanced attack, keep defenses honest, and open up more opportunities for Geno Smith in the passing game. It's a move that signals confidence, ambition, and a clear desire to bring another Super Bowl to Seattle. Fans should be excited because this isn't just a short-term fix. It's a statement of intent, a move that could define their season and possibly their future. So, in summary, this trade is much more than just acquiring a talented running back. It's about reshaping the Seahawks' offense, boosting their playoff chances, and solidifying their position as NFC West contenders. It's a move that could push them into that top tier of teams fighting for a Super Bowl, while also challenging division rivals like the 49ers and the Rams. The Seahawks are making a clear statement. They're in it to win it, and with Aaron Jones now part of their squad, they've added a key piece to their puzzle. The next few weeks will be crucial to see how this move translates on the field, but one thing, as for sure, Seahawks fans, you should be feeling pretty optimistic right now. The team is making aggressive, smart moves, and the potential for a deep playoff run looks brighter than ever. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now looking forward, all eyes are on how Aaron Jones will integrate into the Seahawks system. Will he be the spark that ignites their rushing attack and helps propel them into Super Bowl contention? The expectations are high, and the fans are eager to see how this new dynamic unfolds. The Seahawks have a talented roster, and with the addition of a guy like Jones, their chances of making a deep playoff run increase exponentially. The NFC West is already competitive, with the 49ers looking strong, but with this move, Seattle is clearly signaling that they're not just participating, they're serious contenders. So, Seahawks fans, buckle up because this season just got a lot more interesting. We're looking at a team that's willing to go all in, and the results could be historic. As always, I'll be here updating you on every development, every game, and every crucial move that shapes this incredible season. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's see if the Seahawks can take that next step toward another Super Bowl appearance. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next video.